So on the surface, what types of water resources are available? Or what types of water are available on the surface? Right? What kind of fresh water do we have? This whole unit is fresh water, by the way. Ponds, lakes, good. What else? I know. Rivers, streams, and this must be, wetlands. And ponds are in there too. These are just some examples. These areas, mainly lakes, so if you want to underline lakes, which is where we get the majority of our water from, provides us with drinking water. What else does water provide us with besides drinking water? Water is used for what? Showers. Cooking, good. I think cooking is right here. Maybe not. Oh. Crops. We use water to generate power and for cooking. There's food. And yeah, shower. So drinking is really like home use. You could categorize it. Food, growing crops, powering electricity, and we're going to talk about each one of those, and transportation. So river systems. And if you look here, a river actually looks like, well, it's obviously flowing water, but if you look at it, it looks like it has roots popping out, because when a river flows, it angles out into different areas, and it forms ponds and lakes. So it kind of looks like roots of a tree. A watershed is an area of land that's drained by a river, and if you look at the picture, you see how there's a flow, and then that's the mouth of the river, which means you're not really seeing that in the picture, but the land made that kind of creek-looking thing, and underneath is aquifers, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. So our second main source of water, or where we obtain our water, is called groundwater, and we call those aquifers. They're actually underground rivers. Oh, it says it right here. Underground rivers. That means they have a flow. Aquifers flow. Where do they end up?
Above ground.
They can. Where? Think of the water cycle. You had percolation, infiltration. What's the last part?
When it goes to the ground.
That's percolation, infiltration. It runs off into what? Ocean or lake. So aquifers end up on the surface eventually because they flow into the surface. The problem is the rate of recovery. Like, how long does it take for water that made it to the aquifer to return up to the levels where we can actually, tap into it? We tap into aquifers because you're looking at a picture right there of us going down and getting water. But it's easier to tap into a lake. So, all right. So global water use. Number one use is for irrigation of crops or watering crops, and that's agricultural. The second most used, which is a significantly smaller amount. If you notice, agricultural is 77%, and these make up just about 20%, is industry. When you see the word industry from now until the end of the year, think of making of goods, okay? Because any product that's being made or processed is considered industry. And domestic is residential. So these words right here, domestic, I'm going to underline them in a different color so you can reference them. Residential, domestic, and municipal all mean the same thing.
Wait, zoom in.
So in the agricultural world, the main use of water is for what?
Watering of plants.
Watering of plants. We call that irrigation. And look at this picture for a minute and tell me, besides the fact that you need excessive amounts of water to grow food, what is our biggest problem with irrigation systems? Who could look at that picture and tell me? So water, besides being overused for crops, actually evaporates before it even hits the ground. The irrigation systems are trying to target so much area of land that they shoot out far, and the heat causes the water to rise instead of coming down. So now they're even needing to use more water in order to hit the crops. So in the industry, Water is mainly used, and you see I don't have things uncovered, but it's mainly used to, and that should say manufacture goods, not manufacture, although I like that word. Manufacturing of goods or making of goods. Also in the industry, we're gonna use it to dispose of waste. Generate power. All electric power plants require water in order to function. Water is what powers the turbines. So you use it to cool, and you use it to produce steam, and then hydroelectric power obviously is run by water, because hydro means water. How do we use water in the home? Main use of water in the home. Nope.
Oh, showering.
Nope.
Washing clothes.
Nope.
What it is then?
Toilet.
I'm waiting. Toilet is number 2, so I'll give you that.
You
Why?
got-
Everything
you
is
got
done.
washing, you got showers or whatever.
What do you use? What is the first thing they restrict
water
you
is on.
in your home? Correct. They don't restrict you from flushing the toilet. They don't restrict you from showering. They do restrict you from washing your car or watering your lawn, because it's the main use. Toilets have come a long way. Toilets used to be right up there with landscaping, because when you used to flush a toilet in your home, it was 10 gallons per flush. Anybody know how much it is now? Less than 3.
2.
About 20 years ago, I bought a toilet that had 3 gallons per flush. Not because I was trying to be super environmental, because that's the toilet I wanted, and they only had the environmentally friendly toilet.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Wow.
if you buy a toilet now, it's 1 gallon per flush. That's why there's a lot of clogging. And then you have, yes, bath and showers are right up there, and your faucet. So if I expose all these, you'll see that there are a lot of similarities. I want you to know, number 1, outdoor or irrigation and landscaping. Number 2, toilets. And number 3 is inside, okay? Anything else inside. I'm not gonna be picky about how much is dishwashing. So 1, outdoor, 2, toilet, and 3, everything else, okay?
Do we need all of these